Anyways, this would be how I would fix Sonic Origins. Alright, number one, it would have the art style specifically for each country for the reversible cover, except the UK, it will just get the Japanese box art with the white. Actually, just keep it the same as the Japanese one, but like make it the background like pale like the Sonic 1 European, so keep it the same as the original Sonic Origins. But the American release would have the American Sonic art. I would probably commission someone to do it soon. Also, this won't be an official. This won't be a mod or any of the sorts. This is just a concept. I don't have the capabilities of modding, coding, or anything like that. Or scripting. I don't even know how to model. I don't know how to make 3D renders. I don't know how to make 2D renders. I don't know how to make sprites. I don't really know how to do anything of the sorts of like coding and making a game. Let's get into it. Alright, first thing I would change, you could customize your story mode. I think that's kind of fucking stupid. You can't customize story mode because you obviously know Sonic fans are going to complain about the story and like the timeline. Why wouldn't you make story mode customizable? Because you're going to know for a fact Sonic fans are going to complain about it. Because Sega shouldn't be allowed to make timelines for Sonic because they don't know how to make a Sonic timeline or cinematic universe. Just leave it to no yeah. Also let's not like hire Ian Flynn. Just kind of like fire him from story writing. I know, hot take. I know, hot take. He's not a very good at writing for classic Sonic. Classic Sonic is way too goofy and IDW. Even though Classic Sonic games are always meant to be like silly little adventure games. But Sonic as a character is not silly. He's always been like a serious, mature Bugs Bunny. He's like a rebellious preteen. He doesn't do what he does because he's a hero. He does it because it's the right thing to do. So if Sonic just wanted to be a bad guy, he would be a bad guy. He's not doing it for fame or anything. He just does it because he likes nature. Anyways. Why do I keep accidentally doing that? I keep accidentally talking about Sonic's personality. Anyways. You could customize story mode. Let's get into the next thing. Also fixing the extras, it would not have Mania Adventures because we're celebrating 90s Sonic, right? Why would we add Mania Adventures? It was made in 2017. So replace Mania Adventures with Sonic Sat AM. Maybe I think season 1 all the way to the final season, which I think is season 2. It only ran for 2 seasons, which I think is the perfect adaptation of the 90s Sonic games. I think it's a perfect adaptation of it, right behind the Sonic OVA, which I also think is a good Sonic adaptation. It would also play music from the Genesis games. Also, one thing I would fix to make it more cohesive, because
Wouldn't you think it's jarring going from Sonic 1 and 2 to Sonic CD? Because Sonic CD is just it looks better in high. It looks better than Sonic 1, 2, R3. Well, not looks better, but sounds better and has good cutscenes. Honestly, Fire Tyson has get a new animator. He did not do a good job on the Sonic Origins animations. He did not do a good job. Just keeping it honest here. There's barely any action with these cutscenes. They don't even look right. They don't look right. They don't. I'm sorry, but they don't look right. Sonic they just look wrong. They just look wrong in Tyson Hess art style. It feels very fanficky. It looks very fanfic, Tyson Hess style. Fire him, get someone that could recreate the Sonic CD or Toei Sonic art style. Remake the Sonic CD intro and outro. Make new intros and outros with the same style for Sonic 1, 2, 3, Spinball, and Knuckles Chaotix. Also, you will also get the option to you can see commercials, advertisements for 90s Sonic. You could also look at some very old Sonic art from the 90s. Also, this would be the very first time Sonic Spinball and Knuckles Chaotix got remasters. This game Sonic Origins would have had to be delayed to 2026 to 2027. I would think the wait would be worth it because, you're not rushing out trash. And maybe I'm being a little too hard here. But, give me a second. Both of these games would be remade in the Sonic Mania engine. Also, in Knuckles Chaotix, you would have the option to toggle on the ring attachments, but that would also activate more enemies in the level. Or keep the ring tether on and it has less enemies than what you have it off. So it's kind of like choose your option, but there's like choose your option, but like it has different consequences. You know what I mean? Like choose an option, but that option both options have consequences. Sonic Spinball will also be made in the Mania engine. Also, there wouldn't be an option for a fast or slow mode. It would automatically be fast. Also, Sonic Spinball, I would give them the creative liberty to make more levels for Spinball because Spinball is a very short Sonic game. Also, Spinball will be given special stages where you collect Chaos Emeralds. Actually, never mind, scrap that. Spinball would just stay the same, but remade in the Mania engine. You could choose characters for only Spinball and the other 4 Sonic games. You can't choose characters for Sonic. No, not Sonic. Knuckles Chaotix, because Knuckles Chaotix is it's more story heavy, so you can't choose characters for that game. Only for the first 5 games, not Knuckles Chaotix. Also, keeping it honest here, I'm not a big fan of the idea. Oh no, actually, never mind. I had something on my mind, but I was being a total dumbass. Also, to get animated cutscenes in the style of the Sonic OVA. Yes, in the style of the Sonic OVA, which many people love. I would hire someone that could somewhat recreate the Toei slash Sonic OVA, but it's a certain YouTuber that I can't remember the name of, but I'll just show their channel. Anyways, it would be in the style of the Sonic OVA slash Toei Sonic art style. Anyways, that would be it for this segment. Also, you would be allowed to do character combinations. Any character you want. It would be like Sonic Advance 3, but Sonic Origins edition. Like you could choose Amy and Knuckles, Amy and Sonic, Tails and Sonic, Tails and Amy, Knuckles and Tails. Like whatever character combination you want. Plus, in my concept only, I would add skins, so the character combinations would just be amazing. Because also you'll be able to switch partners in single player mode. You would be able to switch partners. The only character you can't pick is Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because that's the only character you can't pick to have partners with, but you can have skins for. But you can't pick partners for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Well, you can, but you just can't pick Knuckles as a partner, or you can't give Knuckles a partner. And also, this doesn't apply to skins. So you could use a Knuckles skin in Sonic 3 Knuckles. Like a Sally skin. Because Sally would be a skin for Knuckles. Yeah, I would have her as a skin for like Tails or something. But it just makes more sense for Sally to be a skin for Knuckles. Because Knuckles has very similar agility to Sally. Anyways, on to the next segment. Anyways, on to skins. Alright, Sonic skin would be Rotor or Espio. Tails' skin would be Charmy Bee or Bunny Rabbit. Knuckles' skin would be Sally Acorn or Vector. Amy's skin would be Antoine or Fang the Hunter. On to the next segment. Metal Sonic and Dr. Eggman would have skins. Metal Sonic would have an Uncle Chuck skin. Eggman would have a Snively skin. Also, I forgot to mention, you will be able to choose which sprite from which Sonic game you could use in other games. Because I'm a huge fan of the Sonic 2 sprites because it just looks like Sonic. Sonic 2 sprites look like Sonic. Not the Sonic 1 sprites with the light purplish blue. Not the Sonic 3 sprites with the big hands. Because I think his hands are way too big in that game. Sonic 2 sprite is the perfect balance of colorful and vibrant.
Because I love the overly saturated colors of Sonic 2. Because I always grew up with overly saturated tan orange Sonic with dark blue quills. Anyways, on to the next segment. Also, Amy will have skins exclusively for Sonic CD. Amy will exclusively for Sonic CD and Sonic Story will have a Sally Acorn skin, because in the US manual it refers to Amy as Sally, and it was confirmed they did this on purpose because no one in America would know who Amy is, even though that would be her technically first time appearance in the games, because her first appearance was in the Sonic manga, not in Sonic CD. Also, Sarah from the Sonic OVA, because I fucking love Sonic OVA and sad I am. Anyways, now on to the next segment. Actually, this is the end. I will see you until next time. I thought I had more, but I don't have any more analysis. This is how I'd fix Sonic Origins. My next video would be about how to do Classic Sonic's personality, because not many people know Sonic's true personality.